I still praise any game and very vocal about it. It's like when I do a demo, it's like, oh, they have motion blur, but they left it off on by default. It's like, I don't know why I should have to be so happy about that. Uh-oh. See that. Be there in 32 days. They're coming from where? I guess they're going to be coming from Chico? That's interesting. Fleet request points. I have no idea what... I mean, I'm not gonna complain, but... Yeah, I keep thinking about doing that with No Man's Sky, the VR. Then I'll look over there, it's like, but I gotta remember how to get the thing to work, and then I just start getting lazy. It's like, I just want to log in and play. And my laziness wins. Yeah, same game fight. Yup. How long? It was how many days? 60 days, 87. Oh, I could probably get here and back. Let's see. Near a barren world system with a giant primary, where that narrows that down. 10 days there, 20 days to there and back. Yeah, we could do that. Barren world. Oh no, you're the one that has a buttload of barons, don't you? Yeah. No, you're Baron bombarded. You don't count. I guess we'll start here and work our way back. Hold on. I don't think that's enough supply. I want more supplies. That's too many supplies. Well, I don't have to buy all of them. No need to be greedy. Yeah, worst thing is, I had that when I was working at I wouldn't say a slaughterhouse, but like a barbecue, making, the actual plant, not the restaurant itself. And it's just like, pretty good money coming in there. It's just like, I'll just buy a VR. Why not? Simply for the reason, because I wanted to play a particular demo I found that was VR only. It's like, you know what? That's fine. I've got the extra cash. I'll just buy a VR so I can play this demo. A demo, not a game, a demo. Had a blast with it for about an hour. Then it took me 4 hours to not want to puke my brains out from the motion sickness. Of course, it also took me a whole hour before I finally, it wouldn't have been bad if I would have just admitted that it was giving me motion sickness and it wasn't. It's like, oh, but I was just having a good time. SVR was Wipeout on PS. Huh. Oh yeah, you're not making it anywhere. That's, yeah, there goes all the fighters. Ooh, those. It just hit me. You know what I ain't done forever? I haven't checked to see if any of my captains actually did level up. Oh, okay. Man, I haven't thought about that in forever. I didn't know they made a remake. I don't know if I could still, well, I could probably get an English ROM or something like that now. There was an old PlayStation game that I got when I was in port, you know, we modded the PlayStations. And there was a Japanese game that I really liked the concept behind. I had a blast with it. I'd have to go through and test them. I've got quite a few, but it was like a monster raising and fighting arena. Roman Colosseum-ish style, if you just had to have, you know, it kind of looked like a Roman Colosseum actually. But anyway, like, hey, do you want to make a monster? Yeah. Like, okay, insert a CD, and it would kind of pause the game, but not really. Where you would pause, you know, the game would still run. You would open it up, take the game CD out, and you could put another CD in, whether it be another game, music CD, or whatever. And based on that, you know, it scanning that, it would build or make a random monster out of that for you to fight with. And to raise, train, yada yada. Yeah, I mean, and that was PlayStation. Yep, PS1. I don't think we officially ever got it in the States, because that was the only thing that really stopped me from playing a bunch of it back in the day, because, you know, there wasn't really, internet was just kind of starting up then, you know, AOL and that kind of stuff. No, it wasn't a Monster Rancher, that I know. Just, well, you know, I couldn't just go and find translations online. It was too early in the creation of stuff. Because even the guys that got it that would trade out games with each other, you know, would make, you know, burn copies and stuff like that of the PlayStation stuff. It's like, what's the name of this game? Oh, I can't read that. So then, you know, you'd go online to different stores and try to find covers that looked similar. Like, oh, I think it's this. I'm gonna go over there and see if, because, you know, I've got friends that actually have learned the Japanese now. It's much easier, especially with the cell phones. I ought to dig it out and see if I can find it. What? I just feel like I'm about to get myself in danger, like I'm getting in here too deep. Yeah, I'm positive it's not a Monster Rancher. I'm doing some editing later, I'll look it up. I'll bring my stack over here because it'll be a smaller stack since I've only got to bring the copied discs over. And I'll post it in disc. Once I get it, I'll find it, get a trailer for it, and post it in Discord for you. Because I've never seen. I've seen a couple of like handheld games that were similar, but nothing that was really console based. There was that handheld one that was where you could scan barcodes of different products to create little things to fight with. You know, it's one of those, as soon as you turned it off, it forgot it. It's just, you know, I guess it just didn't really catch on. Probably because, like, you know, like you mentioned, probably the Monster Ranchers, the Digimon, stuff like that probably overshadowed it. It's like, oh, this is easier. The stories catch on. Because, like I said, I don't think it got a Western release. Because I remember going through trying all sorts of different music CDs. But movie soundtracks, I think that was when I was real big into garbage, thanks to, I forget which 007 movie they did the intro for. I think it was it The World Is Not Enough? That Garbage did, I think. And paid. All right. Now we need to get... Actually, it'd probably be easier just to do it like this, wouldn't it? I don't know what you are, but I wouldn't suggest it. What are you? You've got... Hold on. I'm going. It's gonna be hilarious if I have to actually eat my words and find out that that's actually how Monster Rancher started. I'm pretty positive it's not, but it would be funny though. And I will wholeheartedly admit it if I have to admit it. Yeah, and a lot of the stuff was like really weird. And I don't mean weird, but the names when they were testing them out over here is just kind of like a good example, I think he's probably lurking in chat, is the pre-Studio Ghibli stuff. You know, from the same art, you know, the artist before, you know, when they were bouncing from group to group, doing stuff before he was like, hey, I'm going to start my own company. Let's do this. and you know, Miyazaki took all of them and made Ghibli. And you wouldn't think that a lot of that stuff, like the early Lord of the Rings stuff, was the last, I believe the last one they did before starting Ghibli was The Last Unicorn. I believe that's right. Because we were talking about, it's like, I was thinking about listening to Where There's a Whip, There's a Way. I started looking stuff up. I'm like, yeah, for some reason, the other night, I just really felt like I wanted to watch an obscure one that's, you know, if you've seen The Lord of the Rings, you know, where they do the singing and all that stuff, you know, Where There's Whip, you'll know it. It's a Flight of the Last Flight of the Dragons, or it's Flight of the Dragons, one of the two. And that... Wait, what? How am I not cool? What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. How am I not fully liked with the UNSC? What is... Huh? What's up with this? What happened? Oh, you remember that one, Kira? Yeah. What happened? Did I miss something? Does calling in the defensive fleet actually take away? Ooh, I don't know if I'm a fan of that. If I remember right, one of the voices in Flight of the Dragons was actually James Earl Jones. Hell, what's our timer on? Alright, they're on their way. They should be appearing any minute. Alright, so they just came in. There they are, because there goes the fleet. We're going to sit back of the bus, and we're going to look for that right there. Oh. Hermes, no. Oh, I think that's not one of ours. No. Got any more? You got any more of that stuff around here? Whoop. More? I don't want that, but I bet you got some decent stuff. Yup. In all fairness, I've got more than enough. captives to turn in if I want to max out my stuff again. Actually, I hadn't thought about this all... Wow. All right. No. 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 Nope. Actually, 775. All right, everybody can go. I need like a mass button. Okay, that. No longer hostile to the hegemony. All right, well, like that's going to stop me from attacking them. So nice of you to throw your... Escalate crisis. You know what? Hold on. Save. We're going to find out what that button does today because I have no idea. Nope, not that button. Not that button either. Taking certain actions to precipitate a crisis more quickly. Sets the event to 550. Action requires a story point. Grants 100% bonus experience. Sure. Oh, hold on. No, I don't have the money. Why is that fleet hidden? Oh, a pirate horde. Speaking of which, I bet I'm behind on this. Volatile's there. Nothing there. You're that one. 2 days on that. You know, we're going to wait 5 days before we do anything to get everything at least on a similar timer. All right, so there's the 2 days for you, which means we got whoa. All the peace talks coming through. There we go. All right, hold on. Okay, so we up that again. You're good. Keep that farm going. You're good. You're good. Organics. You can't be done. Okay. Ooh, Covenant took... Whoa, where is that? The game stable with all the mods? It is, Chuck. I think the only issue I've had lately is not really the game's fault. It's when I upgraded from Windows 10 to 11. When I first initialized the game, it takes it a little bit longer to start up, but I don't have any stability issues. Well, now that it's the, what, 0.98, the one where they overhauled the Java version, or updated it where it could run on the new or current Java. Hey, heard the new Naked movie wasn't terrible. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch the new. Yeah, I've got. I look forward to the Spaceballs. I really do need to get around to watching the new Naked Gun. Those off. All right. Those are new things. Nope. You go too. All right. Don't want to leave either of these behind for, well, man, I've already got them fixed, don't I? Jeez. All right. I mean, we were fighting off a lot of hegemony. How long before they get? I've got a little while. How much money do I have? 2. All right. You're almost done. Mining heavy. I mean, I could up you. Not the same as the old ones. Yeah, but it would be hard to replace Leslie Nelson. I mean, that was just his comedy style. Whereas I could. We're gonna 7, because that's just the access. It's not really gonna matter too much, and I really don't need that. And I could. Yeah, most of the people are. I'm the same way. I think the last of mine died. What's it been? 2 years now since Robin Williams. Because most of the stuff I grew up with was like the comedy groups. Even though, given what age I started watching them, I had to sneak to listen to them because I was not supposed to. We won't tell the mom about that one. But yeah, it's so I remember because I loved his movies. Growing up with, I admit it. He made fun of it, but it's like, yeah, I liked Popeye when I was a kid. I can't help it. It's one of those, I found one of his comedy cassettes my brother hadn't listened to it, and 10 years. Oof. And I was like, oh, Robin Williams, I want to listen to this. I bet this is funny. It's like, as a little kid, it's like hearing him talk, doing his comedy routines. It was just like, oh my God. It was amazing, but it was just like, weirdly enough, kind of like watching Lake Placid for the first time. It's like, Betty White can cuss? It was a new concept for me. I grew up with, his stuff. Was it Rodney Dangerfield? And what is it? I kind of liked Sam